SummerSlam rated as TV-14. There's been a lot of talk over the past couple of days. I'll say about 5 days. Oh, WWE is going, TV-14, and this is the first time since 2008, and it's such a big freaking deal, and yada yada yada. Then a report came out and it said, oh, well, WWE is considering it, but nothing yet is finalized. And I'm just like, all right. How do I feel about it turning TV-14? I feel like, let me put it this way. There was a time in wrestling, and it was about over the past 4 years, because me and my dad do get into it a couple of times. Like, oh, back then, they were more badass, and they had better characters, and it was more violent. And it was like, you had to be tough to be a fucking wrestler, fucking fly. And I'm just like, yeah, you know what? You have a point there on a couple of things. But I'm like, and I tell my dad, I know these guys can get it fucking done if Vince would, go back to that. But it's certain instances where people had, concussions and, people were getting seriously injured, and they wanted to protect the longevity of, the current roster and for future generations to come. And while I agree with that, it is a little bit frustrating in certain instances where there's a match like Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar that's coming up at SummerSlam. And for something like that to be PG and not go extreme and not be like blockbuster, going all out violence is a little bit disappointing. Suplex, Superman punch, guillotine, Kimura lock, you know what I mean? Like, it is disappointing. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it's not. So I feel like in certain instances, it needs to be violent. It needs to be TV-14. They need to do that, especially this pay-per-view. Now, before I made this video, I went on Peacock myself because I saw it on a couple of people on Twitter were all like, oh, it's listed as TV-14. So I go on the app and I look at SummerSlam. And for me, I don't know what the hell is going on, but over here in California, last time I checked, it's rated as TV-PG. So again, I think nothing's been finalized. I don't know if that was some sort of spoiler or whatever, but I don't see it as TV-14. Do I hope it's TV-14? Hell yeah. But I feel like that's where they're gonna go with TV-14. They'll make certain matches that need to be violent. And you know what? I can't blame them for that because it seriously needs to get done. Like, you really need to put out great fucking matches that are violent when it's necessary. And that's one of the instances. Now, as far as, TV-14, some guys are all like, oh my god, we're gonna get those fucking, remember those bikini contests or whatever, those divas contests or whatever? I'm like, that's never gonna come back. It would be completely pointless for the last 7 to 8 years building the women's division up like it's the men's equal to then go back to this shit. Not that it's shit, but it's just, when you evolve so much, when you evolve something so much, it would be really freaking sad to tear it down. And I don't think WWE would dare do that, especially not in today's world. That'd piss a lot of people off. I don't think they're going to go back to that. But yes, I do think that they will make matches more violent when they need to be. For example, like Last Man Standing will be brought back. Extreme Rules will be more violent. Hell in a Cell as well. If they do decide to go that route, because again, nothing's been finalized. But that's my thoughts on it. I don't think we're going to go back to Trish Stratus pulling down her pants and, we're seeing her ass in a thong, as much as, I would like to say that's enjoyable, but it's never going to come back. I think we're in a different era, we're in a different age. I highly doubt. I know a lot of you guys are all like, yes, we might go back to that. I doubt it. If they did go back to that, like I said, me personally, I wouldn't mind it, but I swear to God, it'll be like the year 2015 on meant nothing. And it's going to piss a lot of people off. So I don't think that's the best way to go, especially in today's world. So that's what I think TV-14 means. It's just more violence. I really don't think anything's going to be sexualized or as much. Maybe the girls wear, hot outfits, really hot outfits every once in a blue moon. Like Carmella. She's the one that does that a lot. Sasha Banks before she left. So yeah, they'll do that, but it's not gonna be like, you know, ridiculous like it used to be. So yeah, that's my thoughts on TV-14 coming back to the WWE. Rumors about it anyway. I hope it does for the sake of, you know, matches like this one at SummerSlam. So I think it needs to be, you know, brought back. We do need a little bit more hardcore and shit like that. So I'm excited. Hopefully this goes well. Roman versus Brock is gonna be great. Hopefully it does well, and let's kick ass in WWE. Let's go.